Welcome to CLIC Connect. I'm your host, Craig Sullivan. We're bringing you another industry leader today. But before we bring her out, before we introduce her, I would like to thank our production partners, our good friends over at Red Roof Franchising and Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group, California. If you're looking for a new brand, extended stay, soft brand, one of the other brands that Red Roof has, give them a call. Also, if you're trying to get your real estate transactions closed on time, give our friends at Chicago Title National Commercial Services Group a call. They'll both love to hear from you. Let them both know that producer Danny and I sent you. And with that done, I would like to welcome Jennifer Flohr with CH&LA, Senior Vice President, an industry leader without any doubt. And we're going to be discussing leadership, California hotels, some of the advocacy work that they're doing, the CH&LA Hospitality Foundation, scholarships, and more. So with that, Jennifer, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi, Craig. Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Oh, it's good to have you. Thank you very much for making time out of your busy schedule to join us. So, Jennifer, do me a favor. For some of our audience that may not know you and really not all that familiar with CH&LA, would you tell them about you and the organization, please?
Sure. Well, I'm going to start with that. I have been here, I think it'll be 19 years this fall. Wow. I know it sounds like a long time, but over the years, I've had many job titles. I started as a membership salesperson and went to director of membership, leading into events, leading into senior vice president. And one of the reasons I was able to keep this career and move up is really CHLA, although a small nonprofit, Lynn and the team here are very supportive of continuing education. So over the years, I've received 2 certifications. I'm a certified meeting professional, and I'm also a certified association executive. So, and we have a couple staff that have both those designations as well. So again, CHLA, although a small nonprofit, has always been supportive of education. We encourage our teams to, get certifications, continuing ed, go to conference, things like that. And then CHLA, you think I've been around a long time. CHLA has been around since 1893.
Yep.
So that's a very long time. Many years ago in the early 40s, I think the Southern and Northern Division merged. And we were the Hotel and Motel Association many years ago. Some people might remember that back in, I think that name changed early 80s. But and then since then, we have CABI under our umbrella now for many, many years. CABI is the California Association of Boutique and Breakfast Inns. Yep. And that's for the smaller independent owners. And they have their own conference every year, and they have their own consumer website. So it's a big marketing program for them. We have 2 PACs. We have the Hospitality Foundation that you mentioned. And then we also manage 2 local associations currently. For the last 5 years, we've managed the Hotel Association of Los Angeles. And then just the end of last year, we started managing the San Diego County Lodging Association. So both those groups have their own executive directors in market down in local. Okay. And they have a team member down there. And then our team up here also helps them with admin and events and things like that. So it's been some nice synergy. It's working out very well so far. So and again, for those of you who are familiar with CHLA, we do advocacy, education, communication. We keep all our members abreast of what's going on in the industry. And our members are hotels, vendor partners, and students.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys do a great job of communication and so many other things. But, let's define the leadership for this conversation as the advocacy for all of us throughout the state. You, Lynn, the entire team are constantly, reviewing proposed legislation, seeing what's coming to a vote. What's the governor going to sign? What's he not going to sign? How about a couple of, say, problem children out of the legislative body, and then we'll take a couple of victories where things, they saw the error of their ways, let's say.
Well, sure. Well, what's interesting this year, it's a very new regulatory landscape. We're seeing a lot of legislators leave the Capitol due to the redistricting. So now we have to bring our industry message to a whole bunch of new faces. We have to educate them on the role of the hospitality industry in their communities. They may or may not be aware of that. We have to demonstrate how significant our impact to the industry is, especially in their local area. I want to guess that probably a quarter of legislators are new. So there's that piece this year, which makes it interesting. And then kind of a problem, but a little bit of a win along the way is you've probably heard ADA lawsuits. Hotels have been hit for those for years, right? For many, many years. So CHLA is focused heavily on defending hoteliers from those high-frequency ADA litigants. There's a lot of famous ones. And we focus our efforts in the courts, and we've been expanding our approach to help drive additional attention toward the issue. So interestingly enough, the district attorney for LA and San Francisco recently announced they're suing one of the high-frequency litigated firms, Potter Handy. So this is significant to see this, because we've been, we're working hard to leverage this on all costs, on all fronts. The other thing is that for many years we've had an ADA member program. So we have hired a ADA attorney, a professional, that was his specialty, and our members could pay a flat fee, and he would help them. And that way we could fight these cases, collect all the data. And we have one brand has used them specifically and got 100% of their cases dismissed. And we've had probably over 100 members run through this ADA member program. So that's been exciting as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Another success, I would say, this year, which, would be a 32-hour work week. You saw that was in the news earlier this month, and we helped stop it. To be clear, it was a bad for business bill, because while it would cut hours, it would also cut employees' pay, and then that would just force them to go out and look for additional jobs. So we feel that was a success. That was not written, how we would want it to go.
Yeah, I don't know what it's been, but at least the past decade, if not longer, we've had a lot of very, let's say, ambiguous bills written that not a whole lot of thought, other than somebody said, hey, this might be a good idea.
Yeah, it sounds good, right? It sounds good. 3-hour work week, that sounds great, right? Why wouldn't you want that?
Yeah. And, our industry is suffering right now with getting our employees and team members back and being able to meet and exceed guest expectations at all the hotels throughout the state. And, I know you guys do a terrific job on certifications and championing the hotel industry for that educational component and people being able to move through the ranks. So, a bill like that is just a recipe for disaster. So thank you very much for that. Half the industry really doesn't know what goes on behind the scenes. They hear about some small victories. They hear about, hey, the house is on fire now and we need to band together. But they don't know what's going on a day-to-day basis when the legislative body is in session. And with the turnover we've had, now you've got to, educate, a third, a quarter, whatever the number was that you said. And that's a horrific amount of time. And if their chief of staff is not doing their job, are they really reading, the information that you're giving them? So I thank you for your help. I mean, you guys have done an outstanding job.
We have a great team here, in-house, and then also the lobbyists that help us as well. But the other thing you might be interested in knowing is that, well, as you can imagine, we worked closely all during COVID with the California Department of Public Health and CalOSHA. Yeah. And, it could have been much worse, some of the regulatory issues and some of the restraints they want to put on hotels. And luckily, Lynn helped mitigate those risks. And one of the things we did do is come up with a hotel, we call our hotel plan. And that's been through, I think, 3 versions. The last one was, I think, last June, with an update on CalOSHA's emergency temporary standards. And it's free to all members. And it comes with training materials for teams, sample forms and signage and talking points. And I think we've distributed over 2,600 of those, counting all the versions. And we translated into Spanish as well. So those things, so again, that has to do with regulations and then how CHLA tries to help its members by getting them the appropriate information they need to run their business.
Absolutely. No, that's great news. And it's needed. Let's face it, uh, information, talking points, nonsensical news. It changes everything in the blink of an eye, and you guys are on top of it. So, thank you for all that. Now, I'm guessing that information's all available on the CH&LA website, and
Yes.
they can download it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if
Perfect.
a member wants to order a hotel plan, those are still available as well. And all the
Okay, great.
advocacy updates are on the website too.
Very good. Now, let's talk about events. You just had a couple of big events, one in Northern California, one in Southern California
Mm-hmm.
with our good friends over at
Yeah.
AHOA. So, why don't you work your way down the coast and let's start with Northern
Well,
California and tell us about
I'll
that
tell you, we
event.
did have our lobby day right before that in March. So every year we do a legislative action summit, which is our lobby
Yeah.
day. That's a big event. So that happened in March. And then in May, last week, like you mentioned, we have partnered with the AHOA over 15 years. We do some joint conference and trade shows. And traditionally has been one in Northern California, one in Southern. And this year we split Southern into 2 regions. And so there's going to be 3 this year. So last week we had 2 of them. One was in LA. That was the one on Tuesday. And then one was Thursday in San Jose. And if you've never been, it's free for hoteliers. So keep that in mind when you see it advertised in the future. It's I can't talk now. Concurrent education sessions in the morning on all different topics. It could be on Google. It could be on wage and hour, employment law, recycling programs, all different topics. We do a lunch, and it's free for hoteliers, again, with a keynote speaker. In LA, we had someone speaking on ADA. And in San Jose, we had someone speaking on wage and overtime. And then the afternoon is our big joint trade show with well over 100 vendors at each event. I think there was 125 in LA and 115 in San Jose. Then we do a reception, the trade show, and AHOA will have their business meeting and dinner following that night. But if you missed any of those or interested, we do have another one coming up October 6th in San Diego. That'll be a new location for us. So we're excited for that at the Town and Country, October 6th. And then we have another event. Craig, I don't think you were able to attend last year, but it started we wanted to have it during COVID, of course. We couldn't have it, so it was webinars. But last year was our first in-person Crystal Ball Conference. I love the name. It's a forecasting conference. We do it in Napa. It's August 25th this year. It's at the West of Rasa, and we have all sorts of speakers on forecasting and where the market has been and where it's going, and basically development of hotels and more of predictions for the industry, for budgeting, things like that. So that's a one-day event that I'm very excited about. That's coming up rather quickly.
Absolutely. And you know what? Yeah, I wasn't able to make LA because there was some construction by my house. We had no power and internet for 2 days, which was a lot of fun.
That sounds fun. Yeah. Sorry you missed it.
Yeah. Oh, me too. But do me a favor. Off air, send me the information for both Napa and San Diego, and I give you my commitment. I will be at both. And yeah, let's do some live vlogs from the events, and have some interviews, and make some people aware of this. I'd love to be there.
Oh, great! That sounds great. And then our other big event that's coming up at the end of the year is our Stars of the Industry Award. I don't know if you've ever attended that, but that's a really fun, just networking event. It's right before Thanksgiving, so it's right before the holiday season, and we honor general managers of the year, housekeeping of the year, employees of the year, and it's a really fun event. This year it's in Santa Barbara, November 17th, so we're excited about that. It's been many years we've been to Santa Barbara, so we're excited to be back there.
Yeah, no, I love that idea too. That's who doesn't love Santa Barbara? Come on, it's our version of the Riviera.
And there's another event I could tell you about in your backyard because it's in LA. It's for the Hotel Association of Los Angeles. HLA has their annual golf tournament, October 11th, always at Pacific Palms. I don't know if you play or if you've been to that course. They have 2 courses.
No, I always end up paying the green fees though. So
that property has 2 beautiful courses. When you get out there, you're like, wow, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great venue for
Absolutely.
that. So we're excited for that.
That's a busy schedule. I think I need to get your calendar of events posted on the CLIC website. That way all of our viewers can find it there. Great. Plus, we put a link on there referring them back to your website.
Love that.
Very proud, and thank you for joining us this year for CLIC 5. So
how do we make it work this year? Yeah, it was great to see it live and in person.
Yeah, it was, it was a lot of work, but very rewarding because one, we were able to make a donation to your, CH&LA Hospitality Foundation. We had you there. We had virtually all the trade organizations there in the state of California. We had 10 brands and, lenders and owner operators and third-party professionals. It was a great day. So speaking of scholarships and CH&LA Hospitality Foundation, please tell the audience about that. And at the end, let them know where they can send those donations, because you need to help.
Yes.
We all need to help.
Well,
this is the future of our industry that we're talking about.
Yes. So let me tell you this. The foundation's been around a long time, and we give scholarships out to hospitality students. So in the earlier part of the year, February to March, is our scholarship period, and that's when students can apply for a scholarship. We request, their resume, their transcript, things like that. What's I think is great about our scholarships, which not all scholarships do, is the check goes right to the student. So we're helping these students, and it can be any sort of hospitality, tourism, or culinary program in the state of California, but the money goes to them. So not directly to the school. So if they need help with tuition, that's great. But if they also need help with gas to get to school, or their rent, or books, the money's for them. So a lot of them are super grateful. So right now, the application period closed. We had over 14 different schools. Students from 14 different schools apply this year, and we usually give out $150,000 to $175,000 a year. And over the course, we've given out well over $2 million. Right now is our interview period, and I'm always looking for volunteers to do that. What our volunteers do is they actually interview the students. We have a set of standard questions, and you rank them, and you meet them over Zoom. And normally everyone loves that. Everyone loves to do it, and the students get kind of like interview experience. So that's great. And then we'll be announcing our scholarship recipients here probably toward the end of June. And then the exciting thing, another item for your calendar, Craig, is mark your calendar for November 3rd is our annual scholarship gala. And I know you went last year in Newport Beach, but just hot off the press, going to be November 3rd this year, Disney's Grand California Resort.
I'm there.
Super excited to have it at Disney. It's been in Northern California for so many years. So we're super excited to be back in Southern California. And Disney, you can't beat Disney. So we're excited. They were thrilled. They went to the event last year like you did for the first time. They were so blown away. They offered up, can we help host next year? And so we're excited.
Congratulations. Yeah. I'm there. Count me in. Definitely there.
We're excited for that one. So that's another item for your calendar.
I love it too. And that's a mission I've been on for a while. It's, not everybody has done a good job at messaging like you guys have. We've got to recruit. We've got to let people know this is a noble profession. They can have a career, and Danny's heard me say this 1,000,001 times. There's people like Chris Green at Chesapeake and Tom Gachet over at Davidson that, started out as hourly employees, and now they're presidents of their companies.
Yep.
Okay. So you can do this. You do not have to go to Wall Street. Okay.
So many success stories of people starting as dishwashers or front desk or valet. It's incredible. Yeah. It is a great career for moving up, even without any sort of higher education. You can make it big. You can run a
absolutely. And we afford you the opportunity to, go to one of our fine hospitality schools here in California, get a certificate from CH&LA. Cornell's got an online program. So, there's ways to do this. And, I think we just now have to get into the high school level and those career days at an earlier age and go, hey, and offer, when I was in high school, and granted that was 100 years ago, you could get a work permit at 16 and you were allowed to work X amount of hours a week, providing you kept a C average across the board. If you dropped, it was like, the athletes. If you got a D or an F, no, you're done. You can't play anymore. And a company that I worked for used to recruit people and put them through training programs. They'd come in and work for the summer, and they saw who had an aptitude for, research, who had a aptitude for a few other things within the company, they would invite them back as a paid intern. And this was a long time ago. Okay. But we've got to get back to that. We've got to, your messaging on this has been right
Well,
on
you're funny you
target.
mentioned
So
that,
thank
because
you
that's one of the
for it.
goals of the foundation going forward, is to work on better reaching the high school students and educating them on the careers in hospitality. So we're working on that.
Well, I'll tell you what, to add to that, you put a roundtable together, and we'll host it on CLIC Connect for you guys, and then you can put that up on the internet on your website. We'll put it on our channel as well, and really have a media blitz with that.
Great, thank you.
So yeah, 3, maybe 4 people, and I'll moderate, and we'll go through there. So love to do that for you guys.
Thank you.
Let's talk about your managed association. So the Hotel Association of Los Angeles and San Diego County Lodging. That's quite a feather in your guys' cap, and both organizations down here benefit from their tie to CH&LA. So can you give us a little bit of that backstory, and then talk about how you're helping those 2 associations, please?
A lot of other states have chapters and things like that. California
Right.
never had chapters, and I always thought that would be great. It just never really panned out. But
Yeah.
when the hotel, with HALA, we call it Hotel Association of Los Angeles, was looking for a new executive director or someone to manage them, it came about that CHLA put in a bid, and the board there thought it was a great idea. And so, like I said, I think we're on year 4 or 5 managing them. We've helped them grow. Like I said, they didn't lose their identity. They still have their name, their website, their logo, their events. Again, they have their own executive director that lives down in LA. So, like I said, the golf tournament's coming up. They do a lot of lobbying locally, where it's hard for CHLA, since we're so busy lobbying on the state level. We're a small nonprofit. It's hard for us to lobby for every city and every county in the state, especially how large California is. So this is great. We can assist and be on top of what's going on in LA, but LA can, and the same thing for San Diego County Lodging Association. We have a new executive director there. He's down there in market. He's great. And they've been established again for many, many years. And they just had their Gold Key Awards, which is like our Stars of the Industry Awards. And that was in April. And that was another great event honoring the hotel employees down in that county. But sort of the same thing happened there, where it's like, either, looking for new management, the director was retiring. What about CHLA? And a lot of the board members for both, were well aware of us and well aware of CHLA's work, and Lynn, of course. And so it just seemed like a natural fit to manage these 2 associations. So it's been very exciting. A lot of work. We've added some staff, but it's been great, and we work hand in hand anyway. So it was such a good fit.
I love the idea, and I think you just made the argument in favor of chapters too. So
Welcome to chapters. Always, again, that was when I first started. I'm like, why don't we have chapters? So they aren't chapters, but we're managing them. But it's very similar. It's a lot. Again, we all work for the greater good, but they're right in market.
Exactly. You can't be everywhere at once, and that's where now this as well as I do. Los Angeles is its own animal.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of moving parts in that county.
Right.
Okay. You've got agriculture, you've got film and television, tech, entertainment of all sorts, live.
Right. It's such
plays.
A large county, so many people. It's hard to.
Yeah, and most of the people don't understand that. The San Fernando Valley, all but Burbank, Pacoima, and the city of San Fernando, they're all within the city limits of Los Angeles. And, it's a huge county with its own idiosyncrasies. And, I like the idea, of Los Angeles chapter. I also like the idea where if you get something like, the Inland Empire, San Bernardino and Riverside could be one chapter because they're so closely tied to one another. And San Diego, Orange, North San Diego County. It's hard to see that line between the two from time to time. So Jennifer, are you ready for our lightning
Oh
round?
gosh, I guess so. Now or never.
All right. Producer Danny's going to put 2 minutes on the clock, starting now. Labor.
Issues.
Team.
It's great. We have a great team here. I love our team.
Students.
Hospitality Foundation.
Hotel development.
Craig.
Favorite airport.
Gosh, I have to say Sacramento.
RevPAR.
Oh, hopefully going up.
Tequila or whiskey?
Ooh, tequila, margarita.
There we go. And favorite hotel or resort?
Gosh, I knew you were going to say that. Anything on the coast.
There you go. You did that with 1:19 left. Very good. So you've got all these events coming up. You're going to Santa Barbara for one event. Coast, hotels. Which hotel in Santa Barbara?
The Hilton Beachfront.
Nice. Now, kind of walk us through that program.
Oh, the Stars of the Industry?
Okay. Yeah. Let's I love these things because we don't toot our own horns enough.
I agree.
That was one of the reasons why at CLIC, we've only done 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards, okay? And it's not an every year event. It's really, the case has to be made that either somebody's retiring, maybe not, but they need some recognition, and I make the sole decision on that. And, Alan Ray, he's impacted all of us. The work that he's done with CH&LA, the career that he helped me build. So it was time to acknowledge that. And that's why I like this awards banquet that you're doing in Santa Barbara.
Yeah, well, nominations will open in August. And traditionally, there's been employee categories such as Manager of the Year, Employee of the Year, Housekeeper of the Year, which HD Supply sponsors. So it's HD Supply Housekeeper of the Year, a Women in Lodging Leader of the Year. And in the past, they've been small, medium properties and large properties. So there's different size categories as well. We also have the Stephen Porter Emerging Leader Awards. So that's for like a rising star type. And then also we've had some property awards in the past. In the past, it's been good earthkeeping, guest relations, and community service. We are thinking about doing a little revamp this year, so stay tuned for that. But it'll be very similar. And we take all the nominees. I have a judging committee. Let me know if you're interested in being on that, Craig. We do that all virtually, but we have a judging committee, and then we invite the top 3 nominees for each category to attend the awards ceremony, and then we announce the award winner at the event.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'd love to help with that. Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's again, it's an event that always lands right before the holidays. So, and it's not there's no trade show component. It's not as as business. It's more of a fun social event, and people bring their teams and buy tables, and it's a feel good event, and it's great to honor a lot of these people that they might get a little recognition at their property, of course, but it's nice to get them. They get in our magazine. We have a press release go out. It's a big deal. It's really exciting and a great event. If you can go to one event, I suggest you check that one out.
That would be it. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think we need that. I mean, this. I know I'm preaching to the choir. We're the first ones to give back to the community. Okay, whether it's a fire, flood, earthquake. People have been displaced, we take them in. The first responders that have been on the fire line for, 72 hours or longer without a break, we bring them in, we feed them, we give them a place to rest, and they're safe. And the amount of taxes that we pay that go back into the community, which most people don't understand. That transit occupancy tax stays in that city, okay? And that helps to pay for your police, fire, EMT, parks and recreations, trash, okay? So we help to keep your real estate property taxes down, okay? And that's these are the feel good stories, not only that we need, but that's the messaging that we need to get out. I've always said that when a hotel's hitting on all 8 cylinders, it is that second, third, or fourth bedroom. Okay. It's the holidays. You've got family coming. You've got one family member that is not married. They're staying at my house. The other one that's got a married couple and 2 or 3 kids, they're going to the hotel. I'm sorry. I got a small beach house. I don't have the infrastructure. Okay. Just being practical. So, you congregate at the hotel. You have your meals there. You plan your day. Have a dinner there as well, and it's the gathering place for a community.
Sure is.
And you and I have stayed at some of the best hotels in the country, and they're right here in our backyard.
We have some great ones, that's for sure. Yes, I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, we do. Jennifer, what a pleasure. Thank you for joining us today.
Pleasure is mine.
You've got an open invitation to come back anytime.
Thank you, Craig. I appreciate it.
Please make sure that producer Danny and I are on the distribution of all your press releases so that we can help with that as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, thank you.
Shameless plug. How can people get a hold of you?
CLodging.com or Jennifer@CLodging.com.
Thank you again, Jennifer.
Thanks, Craig.
Take care. Thank you to our production partners. What a great show. What an industry leader. What a pleasure it was to have Jennifer on. But I do want to thank Red Roof Franchising and Chicago Titles National Commercial Services Group, California, for their help and support in putting this show together. And you, our audience, and our guests. Without all of you, Danny and I are just sitting here talking to one another. So, you're responsible for the show, and thank you very much. And with that, remember to be kind, share your knowledge. Now go be amazing.